Well, this here see how the wheel's not moving? You hear that noise? The new rack and pinion is in, but it's still doing this. Even though the old one does this and the new one doesn't, there's only one other thing, which would have to be the shaft itself that connects from the steering column to the rack and pinion itself. But I also need to flush the power steering fluid out. Take the hose off here. You can't see it, but that's just where it is. Drain it out. You know, like turn the wheel back and forth. Get all the old stuff out. Fill it up with new. The wheels are straight, even as it's jacked up, because before when you jack it up, they would just tumble down. So the wheels are still straight. I didn't drive it yet. I didn't see how the steering is, because, well, the tires are bald and they're no good, because they were flat for so long. They were sitting on the flat for months, which ruins the tire. But I can tell that it's still going to have the wiggle room. There's too much wiggle room. And I could have swore that I already replaced that entire shaft, because, oh, I did, because the factory one that comes on there, the factory 99 Mustangs, it has rubber between where the knuckles are, where it turns, has rubber between it. The one I got now is metal, like the U shape, but it has headers on here. And when I put the new drive shaft on, or the new steering shaft, it bangs against the, yeah, see, it bangs against the exhaust, which means at one point it did drive new, and then it started to wear and tear. And I'm just thinking, well, I already bought a new one, so I don't know, maybe I used to have to turn the steering wheel hard because it would clank over, because it's like it's wider or something. It would clank every time I turn. Sometimes it got stuck. So I think that's what probably wore it out. So it's looking like I got to get the whole new, that shaft. And it's like $300 brand new. But they do sell them used on eBay. I've seen them for like $70. But how do you know if you're buying someone's used steering shaft? How do you know it's going to be good? I mean, that's pretty damn straight. This is just by doing it by eye. Because you can tell too, when you're looking at the tire, you're trying to line it before you connect the lower control arms to turn it to the right spot. You can just move the tire back and forth until you can move it over here, like not too much, move it over here, not too much. Eventually you do it to where you're just like, and then it just lines up, and bam, there you go, it's straight. That's how you test it. Same thing with looking down. I put these on, and I was able to adjust it more that way. Wouldn't have been able to do that with the factory ones. here's the rims, what they look like underneath. The brand spanking new. I don't even think there's any scratches on them. Let's just peel this off. Brand new. Man, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I don't know. I kind of got rid of this car and started YouTube. Now it's time to put the car back together. And the hell with YouTube. Do what you got to do. Put all that fear out there that you can. And then let's move on with this because I'm tired of it. My son put these on by himself. He never did it before. He's like, oh man, look at that. He's like, sometimes I'm in my room and thinking I want to do something to Mustang, but I don't want to mess it up. And Sydney came down, so why don't you just put the, start with the mirror. I think I threw the other ones out. Yeah, I did. So the best way to figure it out is, take it apart. Take the mirror apart. Take this off. Pop this out. There's a screw in there. Take that out. 2 screws there. Comes out the wires. Resplice the wires. And you put it in. Both of them. Because the ones that were in there, you couldn't really, they were aftermarket, but you couldn't really tell. I mean, you couldn't really see very clear at all. It wasn't safe. So when I'm gonna fix the system, I didn't turn it back on yet. These are Polk Audio 12-inch. I built the box. I covered this. I don't know, I think because it had an opening, the ports. So you can either open or close them, depending on what size box you build. And then the capacitor keeps the battery from dying. You can't really see, I don't have a light right now. And it's a SoundStream amp. Now it's kind of small, but it's pretty banging for the bass. But I don't have any highs. So that's why it doesn't sound all that great. So, happy Valentine's Day.